Yo, 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 it's your boy Casual Real with The Silent, a podcast. And man, we're back with another one and a quick one at that. Hit that like, comment below, subscribe if you got the time. We appreciate that love for this. Let's get straight into it. September 13th, 2025, we're going to see two heavyweights attend, promote, and give a VIP experience for the fight fans, for the Canelo Alvarez, Terence Crawford mega event, right? This big fight that's going on Netflix. Shout out to them. Shout out to Riyadh Season. Shout out to Ring Magazine. The reason we're covering this part of it is because for years it's been rumored that Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder and Andy Ruiz may potentially get a fight, get a scrap, especially when they both are underneath the PBC umbrella. We never got that fight, never saw it. There was money issues, rumors of Andy Ruiz pricing himself out and back and forth. But now with the likes of Riyadh Season, can we actually bring back the enthusiasm for this fight, especially since both fighters are kind of inactive, even though, Deontay got him a good scrap back in June, welcomed himself back into the win column finally. Andy Ruiz has been out the ring for about 2 years or so, especially since he got that gifted draw against Gerald Miller. Let's just say both of these fighters need a big fight. Both of these fighters need something to come back on. Both of these fighters need something to rejuvenate their careers and rejuvenate their names. Both of these fighters coming to this fight, this big mega event. It's going to be big for the casual to see these fighters, see them around. I think more people know who Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder is with his trilogies with Tyson and Gypsy King Fury. Some may remember Andy Ruiz, the first Mexican heavyweight champ, beat the likes of Anthony AJ Joshua, but hasn't done much since then. But at least seeing them on the screen, seeing them in this type of venue, seeing them around this type of event, especially tied to, and I see what Riyadh Season is doing, tying them to their demographic, right? What do we mean by that? Obviously, Terence Crawford, African American, Canelo Alvarez, Mexican. Tying these fighters with that demographic, bringing African American and the Mexican population together in this big fight event, and just Americans all together. This is a big American fight, no matter what race you are. It's going to be a big event in Las Vegas, September 13, 2025. And what better way to bring in the biggest known heavyweights that you have and that we've had over the last few years. No disrespect to any of the up and coming heavyweights from America. It's just these are the two of the most popular that had made their names known, and more importantly, two of the past champions that we've had. Can we capitalize on this event? Get the casuals tuned in to like, okay, there goes Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder, goes Andy Ruiz. We're building on this, African American versus the Mexican theme. Hell, let's get it going again next year, 2026. Can we finally get Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder, Andy Ruiz in the ring for a good fight, a good scrap, non-pay-per-view to be clear? Rumor has it that is where they're potentially building this thing to go. Turkey is smart. Riyadh Season is smart. Ring Magazine is smart. They're putting things together. This is where you start the publicity, right? What better way to start building an event than around a big event that's already going on? It's kind of like the Super Bowl, right? You get your advertisement going now. So you see these two fighters in the same venue, doing the same thing, VIP treatment, helping promote the demographic, helping promote American boxing as a whole. And then voila, names get announced for a 2026 scrap heavyweight showdown. Can we finally get this scrap? I would love to see it, especially if we're not going to get the Anthony AJ Joshua scrap, right? Let these two settle that. Let's get this done. Let's get the money right. The money's in place for both fighters. Andy Ruiz definitely needs it at this point. Deontay, I think he just wants to get back in that win column, getting back into a big fight. I think he's more attracted to, being the headline, being front and center, and being that bomb squad, being entertaining again. I think if we get that scrap going, it'll be a good event. Again, non-pay-per-view, especially since Riyadh Season's trying to go away from pay-per-views going forward. I think it'll be a good fight for the fight fans, good fight for the casuals, a good heavyweight scrap. Obviously, no heavyweight titles on the line, but just something to entertain the fans, in between time. Something that can get both of these men back into contention. Something to get both of these men back on that horse, back on momentum, and get that confidence going again, right? Deontay had him a good warm-up in June. Got him a good knockout. Something to get his name back in that win column. And then Andy Ruiz coming off that draw with the likes of Gerald Big Baby Miller. A gifted draw at that. He really should have lost. Obviously suffered an injury since that to his hand. Needs something to get him back, not just financially right, but something back just in the sport of boxing. Get him back to the sport that he loves. And what better way than sharing a ring with another big name who needs it just as much as he does in American boxing, and have it over here in the good old States. If they can make this thing happen, I think it'd be great for the sport of boxing. I see what they're doing. I see how they're pushing it. And the rumor has it that is something that they're going to try to push for both fighters. Both of these men are now independent contractors on their own. They still, obviously have loyalty to PBC, but they are, they're doing their own thing. Deontay's obviously been fighting on the likes of BLK Prime. He's fought on Ring Magazine, Riyadh season already. Andy Ruiz is clearly open to make anything happen. So the fight's doable. I think the money can be there, and I think it'd be a good fight event for the fight fans. I think we should push this type of fight. It's doable, and it could even be on the undercard of another bigger fight next year. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what that fight would be yet, but it could be like co-main or just an entry fight to a bigger card. Again, I don't really want no more pay-per-views, but if you're going to make a pay-per-view, maybe it's the co-main or third fight for that main event leading up into the actual main event itself. Either way, I like this fight. I like what they're doing. We just wanted a quick thought on that. Are you interested in seeing the likes of Andy Ruiz and Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder get it on, 2026? Can these both men, obviously help push this fight for Netflix, but more importantly, push their brands for a bigger fight next year? Let us know what you think. Hit that like button, comment below, subscribe if you got the time. And actually, before we get up out of here, if that fight does happen, what do we think about it? I think it'll be a damn good fight. I think it'll be a good scrap. I favor Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder. He's obviously has been more active. He's obviously got the power advantage and the reach advantage. I think he will beat the likes of Andy Ruiz. I'm not sure about the knockout, but there will be a knockdown. That's just my early prediction, but I think it'll be a good scrap. I think Andy Ruiz make a good account of himself, hopefully, and give us something to be entertained about and just see a good old-fashioned heavyweight boxing. Let's get this thing going again. But anyways, this is your boy Kaz Rope, Sign 8 Podcast. Hit that like, comment below, subscribe if you got the time. We appreciate that love. Until the next time. Peace.